When is Tony Khan going to learn that he cannot put on a good show on Tuesday nights like Shawn Michaels can with NXT? Now, I don't watch a lot of NXT, but I do watch enough of NXT to see that they have a better show than Dynamite does on a weekly basis. When it comes to their structure, how they book matches, how they book storylines, the abundance of characters, and a stacked women's division. On top of that, a women's division with a lot of character, a lot of character development, and a lot of storylines, not just with the women's title picture, but you get the feeling that everyone in NXT, they feel important. They feel like they are a big part of the show, whether they're in the main event, whether they're a mid-card act, whether they're in the lower tier, the tag team division, women's division. Everyone feels important. It's just like the Attitude Era back in the day, where every character from the main event, from the mid-card to the low tier, everyone had their place, and everyone played their part well. Okay, Tony Khan needs to stop doing Tuesday, Title Tuesday. Okay, you're trying to compete with NXT. It's not going to happen. It's a shame when, on a regular, Dynamite can average between 500,000 to about 800,000. Their top peak viewership number was about 800K, right? I'll probably say maybe on the first hour, they got to that number, maybe to the late 700K, but NXT completely wiped them away. It wasn't even close. It was a real pathetic comparison when you think about what NXT averaged in and what Dynamite averaged in. I mean, Dynamite had about 300K, 400K, ranging from that viewership, and then NXT had about 800K, right? Now, if they had the legends on NXT like they did last year around that time, like The Undertaker, John Cena, you had Paul Heyman on that one show, Cody Rhodes, they reached over 1 million. NXT never reaches 1 million viewers in ratings. Like, they never reached 1 million views. So that's an accomplishment for NXT. But on a regular, with their wrestlers, with the current crop of young talent that they have right now, and they're not even well known, they're able to pull out 800K. Now that's impressive. That's very good. You look at NXT, there's not a lot of established names on NXT. I mean, the only real star that we have in NXT right now is Trick Williams. Everyone else is still working their way up. Everyone else on that roster is still establishing themselves. You got to give it Ethan Page time. You got to get Alexis King time. You got to get Roxanne Perez more time. Julia more time. Tony D'Angelo more time. Oba Femi more time. But they're on their way to that breakthrough. Whereas in Dynamite, the booking is very convoluted. There's no structure in AEW. None of the matches really feel that important. And then, when they do book important angles, it's almost like it's forgotten about 2 weeks later, because you have all this other stuff going on, and it just diminishes the impact of what was supposed to be important. Now it's no longer of value anymore because you have all this other shit going on. So I think when it comes to, Tony Khan and whoever the booking team is, they got to get their shit together. They got to get their shit together. Tony Khan is not going to go head to head with Shawn Michaels and expect a victory. It's not going to happen. Shawn Michaels has a more structured show in NXT, and with Tony Khan booking Dynamite, there is no structure. There is no real system put in place to really create, top stars. Stars that people can connect to. Do you really think Daniel Garcia is a top guy in AEW? Hell no, not even close. I mean, they need to focus more on building up their homegrown talent and stop focusing on ex-WWE wrestlers. And then when you try to focus on the ex-WWE wrestlers, you quickly give up on them within a month or two. Or you just put them in dumb storylines. You just put them in matches that mean nothing. Throwaway matches that mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. Dynamite is failing because the booking is very confusing. It's all over the place.